Welcome back to my channel. Today I do have here SkyViper. I did fly it a few times before, and I decided to make small little video here, and this is a nano drone from SkyViper. And same time I wanted to compare it and to relate it, this drone, to Cheerson drone called CX10D. Why? Because these drones fall into the same category. Size-wise, they're very similar, and the functions are very similar too. So sometimes I will relate SkyViper to the Cheerson drone and see how they compare to each other. So first of all, what I want to do here is to check the weight. So SkyViper comes to 12.5 grams. Cheerson comes to 14.5 grams, and actually Cheerson feels a bit heavier, so it's 2 grams heavier. All right, so if we were to turn these drones on, we would very fast find that there are red lights, and red lights indicate the rear of the drone, and the green and blue lights indicate the front of the drone. So both of them, they do have the LED lights, inbuilt LED lights. Now if we have a look at the structure of the drone, how it's built, it is a very similar, I would say actually the same. It has a top canopy and bottom plastic frame, where all the parts are going, like battery, motors, and the flight controller with the receiver. And in order to remove that, what we would need to do, first we would need to remove the propellers, then unscrew the 4 screws. So you can see here there are 4 screws, and the 4 screws are here too. And then unclip the clips. These are the clips here, exactly same clips are here. And after that would be possible to remove the top cover and change the motor, or unsolder and solder the new battery. So let's put aside now the drones and have a look at the receivers, transmitters. So we can see the transmitters do look very same. This one is way much bigger, and it looks like it has more buttons. If we were to turn it around, we'll see that Cheerson needs 2 batteries, and SkyViper needs 3 batteries. Another thing to mention here is that I do like Cheerson's cover here, because there is a clip, and I can unclip it and clip it back, and it holds. There is a hole for the screw, but I do not really need that because of this clip. If we look at the SkyViper's transmitter, we'll find that there is a screw here, and actually we need a screwdriver to unscrew and screw it back. Why? Because if we do not do it, it will basically not hold and it will drop. So that, I would say, a little disadvantage if we are talking about the discoveries, because each time carrying the screwdriver with you, it's not so comfortable. So I think it would be nice to have exactly same or a similar clip to the Cheerson ones. So what we can do now, we can have a look at the drone itself and at the functions. So let's turn on the drone. Lights on. Then we have to place it on the flat surface. Let's link it with the transmitter. The lights stopped flashing. I know you cannot see, but they stopped flashing. There are a few ways how to control this drone. First, we can start the motors manually, and we can stop exactly the same way, or press this button here. And this button here, the top one, is for auto takeoff. And we can land it with the auto landing as well.
And this buttons here are to for the directional stick, and this is the trim to the left-right trim. That's it. Obviously, there is a function how to calibrate the gyroscope, and if the drone doesn't fly stable, what we can do, we can calibrate gyroscope. So we have to turn on the drone, turn on the transmitter, link them, and after that, the two sticks to the right bottom corner, this way. And you will see that the drone's lights are flashing, and when they stop flashing, it's ready. The gyroscope calibration was successful. So in order to do a flip roll, would need to hover it above about a half a meter, 1/2 meter above the ground, and then press this directional stick, and after we press it once, choose the direction we want a flipper roll to be performed. So yay. So it is time for Viper mini drone. First we have to turn on the drone, then push the on-off switch to number 1 here, and then push the throttle to the top and to the bottom, and we'll see that the lights are flashing and it is connected. So let's do it. Okay, it is done, and now we can see that the throttle is disabled because it is in hover mode, in altitude mode. In altitude mode, what we have to do, we have to use these buttons here to control the altitude. The throttle is still in use, but only the yaw, and then there is auto launch and auto landing and the directional sticks. So let's try. Ooh, it went very, very high. I'm trying to land it. Okay, that's good. The wind affects the gyroscope really a lot. Now it's in hovering position, more or less. All right. Okay, so let's now land it. So as you can see, the wind affects a lot. All right, so now we did land, and what we can do now to turn it to the actually the manual mode, where we can use the throttle, would have to press the stand button and auto launch and auto landing. The lights flashing on the drone, and it should be ready. All right, let's try to fly. Okay, it's very hard to control, very sensitive actually. Let's press the stand button and move the throttle stick and see what move the directional stick and see how it does stunts. All right, actually you have to choose very safe place to fly this drone, I would say. This is my suggestion. One more time. Okay, that's not so easy actually to control it while having the mild wind, so you should really pay attention to the wind. If there is no wind outside, then it shouldn't be a problem flying this drone. I would say it's more challenging than CX10D.
So in regards to these two drones, one more thing to mention here, I couldn't find any information about gyroscope calibration of SkyViper here, so it seems you would need to use the trims here if the drone drifts. Well, what are my thoughts to conclude on these two drones? I would say this way: if my budget is limited, because I think the price, I'm not sure, but because I haven't checked the prices, but I think the price would be pretty different between these two drones. So I would say if I were to be a total complete beginner and never flew any drones, and my budget is limited, I think I would go for this one, because definitely Cheerson going to be less expensive than SkyViper. Another thing is to fly Cheerson is pretty easy. It's really easy, and it has less functions. So maybe for in the beginning, this one is enough. If I were to have a bit more experience, I would have another drone before, and I would like something more challenging. I will have a little bit more money. I think then I would go for the SkyViper. Well, these are my thoughts. Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time, and happy flying.